Let's investigate something this evening. Are you with me? Number one, who is making the promise that if you will bow? And by the way, the word bow used there is a very dangerous word. In Matthew chapter number 5, chapter number 4, verse 8. Let me show you something. Matthew chapter number 4, verse 8. Are you still there? The word bow there, fall down and worship me. So the word used to pay homage there, that is to worship, to bow, is the word proskuneo, and I will explain. Proskuneo, which means to lick one's boot like a dog. That's what it means. To lick one's boot like a dog. That is what happens, for instance, if somebody says that before I give you this job, I must sleep with you. To sleep with that person is to lick the person's boot like a dog, is to bow. It is not worship as in to say figuratively, oh devil, I recognize you as God. It is worship as your intentions comes as my priority. That's what it means. For instance, it is bowing if you have to adulterate your age to get a job. You are bowing to a system. Because this is what every other person does. Are you following what I'm teaching you here?
Sir.
Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Stay with me. Oh. Stay with me. Stay with me. That's the word bow there. Proskuneo. It also means to adore. Now, before we even look at the concept of bowing, let's look at the character of the person making the promise. If you will bow, fall down, bow and worship me, I will give you all the glory of this world. You believe a promise based on the character of the one making the promise. If someone who is a perpetual liar tells you, and I'm going to send you so and so amount. I remember one time like that, we were on campus. We had a very fantastic meeting. One very popular politician came, and then, came there and stood in front of the people and said, my God, this is so powerful, what God is doing here, this, I will donate so and so amount, and then we'll buy so and so thing. Oh God. We clapped. Oh my God, Jesus, thank you. Week 1, week 2, week 3, people start asking me, Pastor, you never collect money. There are people that when they tell you good morning, you can be sure it is night. See, listen, the devil doesn't lie. He actually doesn't have the nature of truth. Listen. If you say this boy used to lie, it means that he lies. Quite all right. But there can be moment of truth. There is no moment of truth with the devil. You need to get that in. Listen, let me tell you something. Because dealing with the devil is like you dated an ex. Sorry, I always use relationship because that's what you can understand. Or you dated somebody who is a perpetual liar. The guy will lie and save different girlfriends' name with the name of his co-worker, secretary, this, all those stuff. Then one time like that, he just saw a picture of a church. You saw the guy worshiping and raising, and you said, this guy for don't change now. And the guy is still on your matter. And I said, let's give him a second chance. He will still lie. There's nothing like once beaten twice. Because you keep assuming the person, he must have changed. He must have changed. You can't change for anybody on their behalf. And when people change, you need fruit of the change. Fruit of the change. So the devil doesn't have the nature of truth. For instance, in the book of Revelations chapter number 12. Revelations chapter number 12. Stay with me, are you there? Just a moment, I want to make sure. All right. Revelations chapter number 12, I want you to see something. Let's start the reading from verse 7. Revelations chapter number 12, verse 7. There's a word there you have to read with an understanding. Look at it. And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon. The dragon fought and his angels. How? How did the devil become the one that now say, these are my angels? What did he tell the angels of God that made them become angels of the devil? In a moment of time. Look at it in verse 8. And prevailed not, neither was their place found anymore in heaven. Meaning that he must have promised them a total takeover. It will be about us now. Did he achieve it? No. Look at verse 9. And the whole world, and was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. They became fugitives. From being a rebel group that could take over, to becoming fugitives that will only wander around the earth. Look at verse 10. And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb, by the word of their testimony. They will not deliver unto death, all right? Look at what the Bible said concerning them in Jude. Jude has just one chapter. Look at what the Bible says. In Jude 1 verse 6. Jude 1 verse 6. And the angels which kept not their estate, but left their own habitation, he had reserved in everlasting chain, and they will burn eternally. But was that the promise? No. What did he tell Adam? What did he tell Eve? Sorry. In Genesis chapter number 3, let's start reading from verse 4. If I'm correct. Genesis 3, let's start from verse 4. Look at it. Read this 1 to 3, go. And the serpent said unto... Let's start from verse 2 so you can understand the context. And the woman said to the serpent, we may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden. But the tree which is in the midst of the garden, God had said, you shall not eat of it, neither shall you touch it lest you die. What did the devil say? You shall not show. All right, so God said, don't eat. When you eat it, you will die. The devil outrightly said, what God said is not true. It means that for Eve to be deceived, she had to first believe God as a liar. If the Bible says that the soul that sinneth shall die, you must believe contrary to what God said to live in sin. I'm telling you. You cannot rebel against God until you have first perceived him as a liar. Are you following what I'm saying here? The devil said, no. You shall. Then he didn't. When he said, you shall not surely die, and so it was not objected, he went into full-blown one. Look at verse 5 quickly. Verse 5. For God doth know that in the day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be opened, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. God knows. You see, sometimes you just read this thing and just twist it. So, okay, where is the lie in this statement? For God knows that the day you eat of it, your eyes shall be open. When they ate of it, was their eyes open? Yes. But their eyes was open unto death, not unto life. Before, their eyes were wide open unto life. You know why? Because they were naked and they were not ashamed. It means that they were more conscious of the glory that covers. The moment their eyes got opened, the devil told them, your eyes will be opened, but he didn't tell what kind. The first thing they saw was their nakedness. And the next feelings that came was shame. What kind of promise is this that looks so good but yet disastrous? The devil is a pathetic liar. Lying to people who know that he's a liar and yet they still believe him.